Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about some film. So this is going to be a part of my Gorillas on Film project that I am working on for the 24 to 25 academic year of sports, and I am using Kentmere 400 as my base film. It's pretty cheap, but from what I can see it's pretty sharp and pretty low grain, and so I bought a bunch of it at the start of this project. So with the changing of sports comes the changing of venues and lighting. And so occasionally I'm going to have to push this film. And with basketball season here, I figured I would try it out and push the film to 1600. So pushing to 2 stops usually will bring in some extra grain and just make it a little punchier maybe. But I need to be able to push it to get the shutter speeds that I want to stop the action. So a while back during basketball, we had a couple back-to-back double headers and a indoor track meet. So I loaded up, overall I ended up shooting 2 rolls, pushed to 1600, and I just want to show you those results. So here we go. So overall, I feel like the film handled being pushed 2 stops incredibly well. It's very nice to see because in the future, if I want to push it 800, I know it's going to handle that perfectly fine. And I feel like it could probably handle being pushed to 3200 to an extent. So I think I'm going to try that out pretty soon as well. But I really liked how some of these images came out. For the for both of these rolls, I had them in the new to me Canon EOS 5 A2, whatever you want to call it, and that was with the 300mm because that's the only lens I have for EF mount. Probably in the future to change it up, I'll use the Nikon F4. That way I can use the 50mm or the 20mm, and I'll probably push it to 3200 and see how that handles being shot in the basketball arena and some indoor track, possibly if it lines up properly while I have those rolls going through the system. So to talk about settings, I was definitely at f2.8. Like I said, I was pushing the film, so ISO was set to 1600 on the camera, and I was in aperture priority to kind of just allow it to pick the shutter speed. And from what I could see, most of the time the shutter speed was 1/500th or faster. It kind of depends on where you're sitting in the gymnasium or the track arena and what way you are facing. And that's going to determine what the shutter speed is, because sometimes you have a little more light coming from one section of the gym, and or it might pick up a little bit of too much black off of the backdrop or something, or the darker wood grain on the old stands and stuff. So it all depends on what the camera is reading when it's metering for that. With this project, I'm not so much trying to get like peak action, just trying to get some photos of the athletes and kind of focus on some tight portraits and stuff occasionally. I will obviously shoot some peak action as this project goes, but I'm just trying to stay fluid and kind of change things up. So with that said, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. I'd appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.